Hello, guys. Welcome back to the MMA Sucker channel. As always, I'm Frazer Krohn, and today is episode 7 of Rescoring Controversial Decisions. As I'm sure you can see here, today we're going to be focusing on Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley, the fight that went down at UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi. It was a 3-round fight. Um, I'll link the rest of the playlist below because we recently looked at Khamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns, Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. We've had John Jones versus Dominic Reyes on there. So it's well worth going back and watching the sort of back catalogue of this series because it's a series I'm really enjoying. It's a series I'm going to keep on with. And it's good to go back and watch fights a second time or a third time and, actually look at what I know now is a scoring criteria. The first time you watch it, you maybe think something lands and it might not. So let's jump into this Yan versus O'Malley fight. UFC 280, like I said, from Abu Dhabi, headlined by Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev. Um, Interestingly, on the card as well, Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw for the bantamweight title. Obviously, Aljamain Sterling. Obviously, Sean O'Malley and Petr Yan also competing at bantamweight. We've got Petr Yan, former opponent of Aljamain Sterling, and Sean O'Malley would go on to be a future opponent for Aljamain Sterling. Like I said, a little bit of context just into both of these guys. For me, not even for me, this is without a doubt the biggest step up in competition for Sean O'Malley. He'd lost to Marlon Vera. He came back. He knocked out Thomas Almeida. He knocked out Chris Moutinho. He knocked out Raulian Paiva. He had the no contest with Pedro Munoz, and then he faced Petr Yan. For Petr Yan, he was obviously coming off the he lost the belt to Aljamain Sterling by DQ. He rebounded and beat Corey Sandhagen by decision, and then he lost to Aljamain Sterling in their rematch. So he was also on the sort of comeback trail. Um, Really fun fight. Go back and watch it without a doubt. Um, because like I say, it's a really fun fight. But let's look at the fight. So the fight starts round one. There's lots of leg kick exchanges early. Jan's pressing O'Malley against the cage. It's a nice body kick landed by Yan in there. Yan lands a nice leg kick, but Sean replies with a double jab right hand, and is uh, the right landing well, followed by a partial land with a front kick. So at the moment, Yan is dictating where the fight's taking place, but O'Malley's actually being and getting off the bigger, more damaging strikes. Another clean right hand landed by O'Malley, as well as a power jab. O'Malley's not just using the jab as a rangefinder anymore. He's mixing it up. He's mixing between using it as a rangefinder, like we saw earlier with the double jab, but he's also now using it as a power weapon. I think that's really important. That's something that Gilbert Burns used a lot against Khamzat Chimaev that I spoke about in the last video. Yan shoots for a takedown, but it's defended well by O'Malley. In that exchange, Yan lands a few knees to the thigh of the American, and partially lands with a knee to O'Malley's head on the break, but nothing major. After the break, O'Malley lands a nice step through left hand, but the power jabs are landing for O'Malley. And Yan, he makes a nice read and lands a really good overhand left from the jab of O'Malley. So O'Malley jabs, Yan makes the read and lands an overhand left. Really good level change from Yan, gets the fight to the floor. He does some work on the ground, enough to stay busy, but Sean fights back to his feet and lands a left on the break. O'Malley, in the end of the first round, lands a lot of volume sort of later on in the round in the boxing range, but there's nothing too damaging. It's a lot of pop shots. He's throwing a lot to try and make Yan open up, um, but a lot of it is landing on Yan's guard, so we can't take that into account too much. O'Malley lands a takedown in the last 5 seconds. Does nothing with it. It's not a damaging takedown. It's not a big slam or anything like that. It's just a change of position. So it's not massively scored, but it's a clever move by O'Malley just to put that kind of doubt into the mind of Petr Yan. It's a close round for me, really close round. I'd say 10-9 for O'Malley. He landed the more damaging strikes as well as bringing a little bit more of the volume. Yes, Yan landed the takedown, but he didn't do an awful lot of damage when he had to fight on the ground. So 10-9 O'Malley for me. Round two, Yan opens up with a big body kick. He also then He looks for the lead overhand, but O'Malley counters well, landing a straight of his own. The double jab straight lands again for O'Malley, like it did in the first. And then O'Malley lands the biggest, most damaging shot of the fight so far. He feints before stepping in with a lovely rear right hand, rocking Yan, who shells up. O'Malley then lands a short right hook and knocks the Russian off balance. Another right hand behind the ear sees Yan. He was backing up, but he pretty much crashed to the floor, in my opinion. But then we have Yan replying with arguably a bigger shot than so O'Malley's shot that faint step through was the biggest shot of the fight to that time. Yan replies with an even bigger shot than O'Malley's. A jab with a right hand flush to the draw. He stumbles O'Malley. They clinch. Yan gets it to the ground, landing heavy ground and pound, whilst he sat in Sean O'Malley's guard. He holds on to the dominant position, doing a lot of damage. O'Malley eventually does get back to his feet, um, but it is against the cage. The fight is in the clinch. O'Malley's still dominating Yan is still dominating the position, and Yan continues to do damage, including a vicious knee to the body on the break. So this is, he's landed the knee to the head partially in the first round. He now lands a knee to the body. Yan trips O'Malley, who then he tries to respond with one of his own, maybe to get that one back mentally, but he eats a hook for his attempt. He does land a good 1-2 combo. A power jab by Yan then lands. O'Malley eats two big body shots and is being pushed back by Yan now. Yan lands the takedown again and controls O'Malley on the ground for the remainder of the round. Despite the biggest shot of the fight to that time being landed by O'Malley and some pop shots, it's a clear Petr Yan round for me. The massive strikes from each man kind of cancel each other out. You've got two really damaging shots, but they really cancel each other out. But Yan landed the takedown. He did some good damage when he actually got the fight to the ground, which is really important. He controlled where the fight took place. Like I said, he took the fight to the ground. He was controlling it in the clinch um, for the majority of the round. So it's a 10-9 round for Petr Yan. It's all square going into that final round. Sean O'Malley is tired going into the final round, but it is a 3-round fight. Um he should have he should arguably be better conditioned than what. But like I say, he did take a lot of damaging shots in that second round, and he put a high pace out there. So round three, a much slower start to the round. A series of leg kicks exchange, power jabs are landed by O'Malley. Yan's landed some good shots to the body. Yan attempts to take down, but O'Malley gets his back to the fence and defends. Lands a good knee on the break, which seemingly busts Yan open, who begins to bleed from the right eyebrow. Big damage on the side of Petr Yan. O'Malley then follows this up with a series of big shots, but Yan replies with a big body kick and two counter hooks. The 1-2 from O'Malley lands, but Yan replies with a big left hook of his own. It's trending towards Yan landing the bigger shots, but O'Malley landing they're still damaging shots, but there's more volume to O'Malley's damaging shots. Yan shoots for the takedown and controls O'Malley on the ground, but he doesn't do a lot of damage, which he did in the second round. He didn't do so much in the first round, so it's a difficult round to score. However, he's controlling where the fight is taking place. Like I said, he's the one taking it to the floor. He is the one pushing O'Malley back constantly. The fight makes its way back to the feet. Yan lands a big counter hook, left hook in close, followed by a short right hand, and forces O'Malley back to the ground. Yan again gets the fight to the floor. They fight back to their feet. Yan gets the fight to the floor again, continues on the top for the remainder of the last 15 seconds of the fight. Despite being cut badly in that round, Yan landed the bigger shots and the more damaging shots throughout the third round, in my opinion. He also dictated where the fight took place. He was the one that decided, okay, I'm going to push O'Malley up against the fence. I'm going to look to clinch. I'm going to look to take the fight to the floor. O'Malley was very much on the defensive, and we know that you can win a fight on the back foot, but when you aren't landing the more damaging shots, then maybe you've got to fight on the front foot a little bit more. And I don't think Sean O'Malley did that. He utilized the position when he did take O'Malley down in that second round in particular, but also did it in the third round ever so slightly. I score the third round 10-9 for Petr Yan, scoring the overall fight 29-28 in favor of Petr Yan. However, on the scorecards, only one judge scored it 29-28 for Yan, and it was scored 29-28 twice in favor of Sean O'Malley. Is it the most controversial scorecard in the world? I'd say no, definitely not. I think it was a very close fight. I can see how, it would be scored for O'Malley, but at the same time, I personally scored it for Petr Yan. I think, like I say, I think the more damaging shots, maybe that knee, the knee on the break that busted Yan open was the most eye-catching bit of the third round, which is why the judges scored that third round for Sean O'Malley. My scorecard actually went. The scorecards are all over the place. All three judges scored that final round for Sean O'Malley, and I think that is because of the damage that was landed. Um, Two judges scored, trying to work it out. So one judge scored the first round for Petr Yan. Two judges scored the second round for Petr Yan. It's a very, David Letheby, first round O'Malley, second round Yan, third round O'Malley. Um, that's the same with Ben Cartledge, and then Vito Perillo scored rounds 1 and 2 for Petr Yan, and round 3 for Sean O'Malley. So the scorecards are all over the place. Like I said, it was a really close fight. Since that fight, Sean O'Malley obviously went on to face Aljamain Sterling, knocked Aljamain Sterling out in the second round, and then to win the bantamweight title, and then went on to dominate Marlon Vera to a unanimous decision at UFC 299. He is obviously set, as we know, to face off against Merab Dvalishvili at UFC Noche, UFC 306 in the main event in September. For Petr Yan, it didn't get any better for him after losing a split decision to Sean O'Malley. He then attempted to do. I mean, he's staying at the highest level. If you look at the guys that Petr Yan's faced, he's fighting the guys at the highest level, but he got absolutely dominated by Merab Dvalishvili, 50-45 on all scorecards in favor of Merab, against Petr Yan in their fight. That was so yeah, he took a little bit of time out, but that was in the March of the year after. I'm just, from what I remember, I can't remember off the top of my head the exact number of takedowns landed, but let me just have a quick look, because from what I remember, I mean, yeah, Merab landed 11 of 49 attempted takedowns in that fight. But rest assured, fans of Petr Yan, he did bounce back, and he bounced back in really, really dominant, not dominant, but really, really good fashion against Song Yadong, the up-and-comer, the dangerous star. He did bounce back against Song Yadong. So he's back in the win column at the moment. He hasn't got a fight booked as of yet, but the future is still bright for Petr Yan. I think one or two more wins and he could be right back in that title picture. But that was Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley, rescoring controversial decisions, episode 7. Keep it locked to the channel, guys, because I'll be dropping another one next week. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time.